Hello to everyone, using YouTube. I'm going to give early apologies if I come off a little awkward, a little nervous, a little strange. This is my first time ever doing something like this. But this first video is going to give a little explanation. Going to explain who I am and explain why I chose to, start a YouTube channel. And go into a little bit of details about, reasons behind why, and, just give a little information about myself. First and foremost, my name is Yvette. A lot of people know me by my government, which is Yolanda. I prefer to go by Yvette. A little bit about me. I am a 31-year-old mother of 2 boys. My 11-year-old, whose name is Jalen, 5-year-old, name is Ayon. Born and raised in West Philadelphia all my life, a Philly girl. Only moved out of Philadelphia one time in my life for a few years. A little bit about the reason why I chose to start a YouTube channel. Mainly because I've had friends and family who, with the, current events of my life and the things that I am dealing with, things that I'm going through currently in my life, and the fact that I've been able to kind of keep it all together and still be there for others, and also help others who are going through similar situations as myself. Maybe not exactly what I'm going through, but something similar. And the most recent event is April 28th, 2019, at 5:45 p.m., I lost the love of my life, who was sick for some time, and of course, as a man, he chose to ignore a lot of the things that the things that were making him sick. He kind of ignored them. Unfortunately, it was, a little too late. And his body then began to slowly shut down, and thus ending in his departure from this physical world. So now I am trying to figure out how to be a single mom, because that's a role that I have not had to play. Not so much play, but a role that I had to live in the 6.5 years that he and I were together. And I say that because when he came into my life, my son then at that time was 2 going on 3, I want to say. And from the moment that he stepped into my life, even prior to him meeting my son, he was that father figure. He did for my son financially prior to him actually meeting him, and then he built that bond with my 11-year-old. So all of this, having to do this alone once again, and this time with 2, because our 5-year-old is our son together. So now I have to had to take on the role of a single mom, which has been the hardest thing. And I wanted to create this channel, to start this channel for other mothers and other women in general who may have experienced a loss as great as mine. And feel like maybe they are alone. I myself have felt like I was alone felt like there was no one who could truly understand what it was that I felt deep inside. Because, like I said, I called him the love of my life. That was my other half. That was my world. Everything he did, I did. Where he was, I was. Where I was, he was. No decision was ever made without the other. So, losing him, I felt as though I lost a major part of me, of who I was. So, I decided to do this channel after being convinced by others around me, those in my immediate circle, this is something I should do so that, hopefully I can help someone else. And that's just really my objective, is to be able to help other women, other man or woman who may be experiencing things that I'm going through. Because right now I am battling depression, and also uh, trying to figure out what this the whole grieving thing, the whole grieving process, trying to understand it. I'm trying to understand, where do I lie within this grieving process? Where, is there a right way to grieve? Am I grieving correctly? And, how long should I grieve, And the answer to that is, there is no answer for it. There's no saying how long. There's no book that tells you how long you should grieve. Grief is something that you live with, that you live with. And I truly believe that I don't believe when people say things get better, it'll get better with time. I don't believe that. I believe it gets to easier to cope with as time goes on. It gets easier it becomes more bearable. In other words, as you're able to, maybe you'll be able to get through your day without thinking about the person you lost. You may go from, in the beginning, where you're thinking about them every second of the day, and later on down the line, maybe think about them once a day, once every other day, or, so forth and so on. So, it's pretty much the reason why. And, why I chose to start this channel. And, I've talked a lot about, I've gone on live several times, live on Facebook a lot, in regards to what it was that I was dealing with. And a few times I have broke down about it. And I don't know what it is about going live or even recording myself talking. Like right now, it's therapeutic for me. Because I feel like it's very important to express what it is that you're going through. And you may not necessarily feel comfortable speaking speaking face to face with someone about what it is that you're feeling, but just to say it out loud. Just to say it out loud, and to know that there may be someone who's going to watch it, and hoping that if they watch it, that it helps them feel as though, helps them feel strong enough to say, you know what, I could talk about my problems as well. I could talk about what it is that I feel. I could talk about how depressed I feel. I could talk about how stressed out I'm feeling. I could talk about how angry I'm getting, or how sad I'm feeling on the inside. How all these is just therapeutic, and I just feel as though that we as people, as humans, need to learn to stop holding everything inside. So, but I also want to let anyone who views this video, or anyone who hopefully subscribes, I'm hoping to reach as many people as I possibly can. Just to be there for that person. Sometimes it feels I found that just watching a video, or speaking with someone who doesn't necessarily know me, who doesn't know the background, who doesn't know what's going on, has helped me. Has helped me a lot, tremendously. And, and to also know that there is somebody else out there even though at times I don't believe, my mind, tells me. Like, I know that there are people who are going through what I go through. I know that there are people who can understand what it is I'm going through. I know there are people that I can speak to about what I'm going through. But then again, it's like in my mind, in the heat of the moment, in the heat of my thoughts, well, in the midst of my emotional breakdowns, I feel as though I'm all alone. And I then begin to form a bubble around myself to go with what I'm feeling. I put myself in this bubble to be alone because I'm feeling alone, and it's not necessarily healthy. So I just want to be the one that people can say, hey, that could say, that could just so happen to be on YouTube and say, hey, that's the girl, that's the girl Yvette, or that's the girl Yolanda. Let me watch one of her videos to see what it is. Maybe she's talking about what I'm feeling today, or maybe just so happen to pop up on the video, and it just plays, and it's just like, wow, I'm feeling that way. Wow, this is exactly how I feel. But I'm also looking forward to not just reaching any and everyone, to be that help, to be the one there that they could say, um, understands. But I also am, with the videos, I'm just hoping, I'm looking for a lot of feedback, because I too would like to hear from from some people who may be experiencing the things that I'm going through, who may have, little tips and stuff, to share with me, is to, I might share a video. One of my kids is just, because my children well, the youngest isn't having that bad of a time. He's coping really well. But, maybe someone has tips on how to help my oldest son, who is now in grief counseling and therapy and stuff, to help him get through that, because, in his words, he lost his best friend, his superhero. He lost him. So, my son oftentimes feels alone. But, maybe someone, mother to mother, can say, hey, maybe have you tried this, or maybe you should try that. And, I'm very open and very receptive to a lot of feedback. And also, I would like, if there's something that somebody, wants to get my opinion on, it doesn't have to be necessarily about this whole grieving thing, or depression, or, even nothing that has to do with motherhood. It doesn't even matter. You can ask me, you know, different questions. I am Puerto Rican and black. You might want to know a little bit about how I grew up, or around this time, around this time of year, I usually start to make a traditional Puerto Rican drink, which is the coquito. A lot of people know about it. Some people don't. We refer to it as a Puerto Rican eggnog, not necessarily eggnog. However, you may have, I would like for people to share with me different topics they may want me to speak about. And if I can, you know, share my experiences about different topics, I'm very open to it. I'm an open book. I'm very transparent. I hide nothing. I have no problem. It could be asking me about, maybe different relationship experiences, if I have experienced certain things in relationships, or, however. But I'm hoping that this is all that, like I said, I'm hoping that my different videos will, reach out to others, and, hopefully help others. And, yeah, so hope you subscribe, hit the like, however this works. Like I said, I'm pretty new to it. My son had to teach me how to do this, which is pretty sad when you're 11-year-old to teach you how to do YouTube. But yeah, hope you guys have a great night. I'm looking forward to hearing from a lot of you.